And I'm sorry for the delay. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what happened. My power at my house blinks. And wow, we had a lot of rain last week here in North Carolina. And I think as a result of all the rain, we've had some, and we were alerted we may have some power issues today. So apparently I've had my power issue of the day, and we can move it on along. Okay, how about that? So sorry about the interruption, but we're talking about our first round concluding, rolling into our second round, Russell Wilson going, and then we're off to the races. The top three quarterbacks on my board are gone. Now, who will be the next quarterback taken, and how long will it be before one is taken? That's a great question, because Taco, with the second pick in round 2, goes with Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. And Chubb, of course, one of the top 10 running backs for fantasy this year in the NFL. Taco likes him a lot, picks him. Dan picks Joe Mixon. Now, I have to say, Mixon had, you look at that and you think, what kind of pick is that? Mixon's first half last year compared to his second half, or contrasted with his second half, is like night and day. The second half of the season last year, Mixon was one of the top premier running backs in the NFL. Now they have a first-round draft pick in quarterback, the top overall pick in the draft at quarterback. They've added some offensive line help. It can only be good for Mixon. Was I surprised Dan took him with the third pick in the second round? Yes. Could it be a great payoff, risk, reward? Sure. Following that, Andrea takes her second running back. So, obviously, Andrea's strategy is to get running backs early in the draft. She takes Kenyon Drake with her second pick. We go to Chappie, who then takes the recently traded DeAndre Hopkins, and D-Hop going from Texas to Arizona, where he will now team with Murray, the second-year quarterback, in what could well be a prolific passing combo going forward in Arizona. Malpal then comes in and takes another wide receiver, Devontae Adams. Now, a little concerned about Devontae Adams, Malpal, because I know last year and this year there have been injury concerns. Last year, Devontae Adams misses a lot of time with an injury. It cut back on Aaron Rodgers' numbers not having his primary receiver. And we now wonder, or I wonder, what will Devontae Adams bring to the table in 2020? Malpal apparently thinks a lot. He takes him with his second pick. And which leads us now to Paulie Boy, who, remember, took Mike Trout in round 1. He's up next, and then I will follow. I was hoping that Paulie Boy would have picked so that I could actually cast my ballot for my second pick live on the air today. Probably not going to happen. I don't know if Paulie Boy is around. I'm going to send him a message on Messenger, because it would be really great to be able to let you guys know who I picked and why I picked. But I can't do that right now, because to do so would be to give away the horse, right? You can't do it. Can't go there. But maybe Paulie will go ahead and cast his ballot, pick his player, so to speak, and we can move on with the next round. So it's going to be, again, a slow draft. I'm hoping that we have it completed this week. That's probably wishful thinking, right? It's probably going to be a 2-weeker. But at any rate, I can promise you this. I'm ready. I'm queued. We're going to talk about this draft. Not only are we talking about it today, but we're going to talk about it tomorrow night. And I want to give a little lead in to tomorrow night, because tomorrow night, special night, Phil Chaplin will be doing his show. And after Chappie, at 6. It's going to be me and Chappie after that. I'll give you a little lead in. We're going to talk about this draft some more. And we're going to also talk about, well, I'll tell you what. Let's put him on the air. How about that? Let's just let the man talk about himself. Good morning, Chicago Cub extraordinaire fan and Zeke Elliott recent fan, Phil Chaplin. Good morning, Chappie.
You know I'm like Beetlejuice, right? If you say my name 3 times, I appear.
I was hoping that would work. I think I'll try that with some other people later today and see how lucky I get. How about that? How's your Monday morning, Chappie? I'm sorry I took a hiatus a few minutes ago. My power blinked, and I'm like talking, and I look down, and I've got no meter reading. I'm like, okay, something's going on here. But we're back.
It's great when it works, right?
Yeah, it's great when it works, and it's working now. So, Chappie, Zeke Elliott, round 1. Tell me about it. What went into that thought process?
Well, I mean, we talked a little bit about this last night. When you're drafting a draft like this, you're going elite talent, and Zeke could be the number 1 running back this year pretty easily. He's going to get the ball a lot. That offense is dynamic. He proved last year that he's able to catch the ball some. And to me, I was kind of in the same boat you were. I really wanted Mahomes, but I'm a firm believer in letting the talent come to you. So he was sitting there, and man, being a Steelers fan, it was really hard taking a Cowboy first.
Yeah,
but you got to put that stuff aside, right, Arn?
Well, when it comes to Zeke Elliott, you put everything aside in fantasy, right?
Sure.
So,
I heard you talking a little bit. I just want to boast and say why I took my second pick, if I may.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to get to watch Cliff Kingsbury coach at Texas Tech in the Big 12 quite often. The thing that philosophy does is they run a lot of plays, and they utilize the wide receiver almost as an extension of the running back position. So D-Hop, with that big physical body, those big hands, the jumping abilities, to me, is the number 1 receiver. And I don't think it's close. They're going to run a pace that's going to allow them to run more plays. He's going to be a focal point of that offense. And to me, I think, in a vacuum, I think he catches 150-plus balls.
Well, if he catches 150, then what does that say about Kyler Murray at quarterback this year?
So it's interesting, right? Because there's a little bit more projection there. But again, I saw this kid play in college live. That's always fun, right? Live.
Yeah.
And this is a kid who is, everybody knows he was a first-round draft pick by the Athletics. He's a two-sport star. He runs a 4.340. And you know what? As a rookie, he played the entire year. And he actually had pretty good numbers if you look at it. So I think there's a bit more projection with Kyler Murray, but I think the roof is outstanding.
Well, you talk about live. I mean, Chappie, I'm sitting here thinking, how awesome would it be to go to a live event? Don't we we took it all for granted, didn't we? For so long. Yeah. It wasn't a matter of which game do we go to. It's just, we're just going to go. We're going to go watch a game. And now there's absolutely nothing to watch. So I think that's why we're putting so much focus and enjoying these drafts so much and combining football and baseball. Wow. It's just going to take forever. Oh, my gosh. Will we over or under July 31st on a stop date?
I'm going way under on that.
Well,
I'm going to drive the hell out of it. I'm going to drive it hard. If I got to start tapping on shoulders, I will.
I was going to say over and under, we finish this before the baseball season starts. How about that one?
We might have a little while for that, buddy. Yeah. Can I just say real quick before I jump off of here, the fun thing about these drafts for me, it's strategy. And that's and I think that's the takeaway. When you go into whether you're going into a traditional type draft, something that's unique, think about where you can take advantage of strengths or weaknesses. right? And doing this combination draft, that's why it's really important. And all you guys did a really good job of making sure you understood the parameters, what the scoring systems were. But now that you understand that scoring system, I think it's really important to start looking into data and mining where you can take advantage of things.
No doubt. And, you and I, being that we're partners in crime, we've talked about our strategy with each other, and we would never take advantage of that. We've not talked about players. We've just talked about different strategies. And I'm not going to share that with everybody right now. We're going to wait and do that Tuesday night, okay? But definitely a strategy I've got. You know what it is, at least for the first few rounds, and I'm going to stick to it. Now, could I zig if others zag? Sure. That's the thing about a strategy. I think you have a strategy, and then you have a backup plan to that. I got a player in mind for round 2. I'm 2 picks away. I may not get him, or I may get him, but if I don't, I've got a backup to that already. So, and I think that's where you got to be, a student, if you will, of the rules of your league, because and you picked it out. Because if you don't know your scoring system, you don't really know who you're drafting. And so I'm kind of interested. So I want to ask you this: you've looked at round 1, okay? Give me a few value picks, even in round 1. Who do you think made out?
I told you that I was chomping at the bit to get your boy, to get Mahomes. I thought he should have been the first overall pick. I think that, again, if you're not, it all comes down to strategy. I think for me, at pick 10, a guy who's going to hit 30 homers and steal 30 bases, if you're going to go baseball, Christian Yelich, I think, is a tremendous deal at pick 10. I think that, again, Saquon Barkley, I think we disagree a little bit on that. But Saquon Barkley and the talent level that he has, fully healthy in that offense, he's going to be a big part of it. I think Daniel Jones is a much better option than what Eli was. And really, Daniel Jones never got to play with a healthy Saquon last year. I think that's going to pay big dividends. So those are the 2 for me initially that stand out. Mm-hmm. But really, it's interesting to see just how weighted football versus baseball is. And I'm very much under the mindset of I like the zig when everyone else is zagging.
No doubt. Here's a pick I was a little surprised with, and I'm basing it on the news that Dal Cook may not play this year.
Yeah.
I had Zeke Elliott the year he held out or wasn't playing. Okay?
Right.
I had Le'Veon Bell the year he held out. I know what it's like to draft these guys and hope, but it just seems like the running back position, when a guy says he's going to hold out, there's precedent to say he's going to hold out. So I was a little surprised Kevin Hastings took Dal Cook at 12 in the first round. I thought his wraparound pick of Russell Wilson at 13 was a great call.
Sure. Let me tell you why I don't totally agree with you, Arnie. It just changes your mindset. You can draft Dalvin Cook in the first round, but you better, just like with Melvin Gordon last year, you better draft Alexander Madison about 5 rounds ahead of where you think he might get drafted. Because he will get drafted in a draft like this. You have to put whatever your moniker plus 5 rounds to make sure you get him. Because he could be a number 1 back all year long.
Here's my thinking, though. At that first round pick, this is me, okay? I want someone in round 1 that I know is going to, everybody can get injured. I got that. But short of an injury, I want to know somebody's out there that's going to put me up some numbers. And right now, I'm just not so sure Dal Cook's going to do that. So what you're saying is I got to take 2 picks in the first 6 rounds to cover 1 player. And I'm already behind a player right there then. So that's my only concern with that pick. It's not that Dal Cook's not a great player. It's not that he can't put up numbers. It's just that in the first round, I've been a little hesitant. I probably would have gone with someone else. What do you think about the pick? I was watching last night. What about Mixon in the second round? And I was just talking about him. I love that pick. Mixon, the second half of last year, was a different player than the first half. They've added some offensive line help. I think it's going to make for a better run game. What do you think about that pick in round 2?